In our first story, the Association of Certified Anaesthetists at the Tamale Teaching Hospital have also withdrawn their services effective this morning. This follows the discharge of 4 persons arrested in connection with an attack on the Chief Executive Officer of the Tamale Teaching Hospital. Police in the Northern Region capital Tamale explain they are unable to establish any evidence that the 4 suspects took part in the forced entry into Dr. David Akolbe's office. Martina Bugri joins us live via phone now for an update on this situation. Martina, if you can hear me, good morning. What have the anaesthetics been saying?
They are also raising similar concerns about safety of health workers, and they demand that they render an unqualified apology and the perpetrators box book. It looks like more of the various sections in the hospital will be following suit if they don't get these people arrested and then prosecuted. Because it started with just the outpatient department, but as we speak now, we have about 4 or 5 sectors in the hospital who are already on strike now.
I was just going to say, Martina, that you bring us up to speed. So who and who is on strike?
I didn't get that.
Who exactly is on strike? Apart from this latest one, who else?
The special clinic, they are on strike. The OPD itself is on strike. And the laboratory section, they are also on strike. And then several others that we are told. Radiographers also are also going on strike as well. Yesterday,
we were told patients had to seek help elsewhere. What's the situation this morning?
I didn't get your question, Mama.
So yesterday, patients had to look for other facilities, essentially to seek for health care. What is the situation today? Hello, Martina?
Yes. What I'm saying is it's still the same thing because they are not working. Pressure is beginning to mount on other satellite hospitals around the area. And so you go to the Tamale Regional Hospital, which we refer to as the Central Hospital. You see a lot of patients there. The HCA Hospital is also another place that people have started speaking to because the teaching hospitals cannot offer service now.
Martina, we'll leave it here. We'll come back for some more updates as and when we do have. But Seth Kwame Boateng, my colleague, has been speaking to the Health Minister, Kweku Agyeman-Menu, who says currently the Northern Region is without a health director because he was also chased out of office. He's therefore cut short his tour of the Central Region to attend to the situation in Tamale.
I spoke to the Interior Minister, and I did speak to the Regional Minister. In fact, I was engaging him in course of the morning for a very long time. I got assurances, and so in the evening when we came back from the field, and I read that 6 people had been arrested, I was quite a bit comfortable. It's like the Interior Minister had actually lived to expectation and has done what he assured me he was going to do. If this has happened, their release, I may want to engage and find out the circumstances within which that has happened. So probably after this engagement, I will try and seek audience with the Interior Minister and the Regional Minister to get a feedback as to how come they have been released.
As a result of this, the staff are still not happy, so they are still unwilling to go to work. Most of them are watching you now, and what did you tell them?
I think I'll have to make a very passionate appeal to the staff. I got assurance from the Interior Minister yesterday that human beings, people, workers, professionals in there and property will be protected. I heard from the background he was engaging that they should call the IGP for him. So I believe that the necessary arrangements had been put in place to protect all of you health professionals working in Tamale Teaching Hospital. So there shouldn't be any fear, or you people shouldn't panic. The police may be up to it and try to protect you. I will appeal to you that you get back to work to make sure that people who are ill do not suffer unnecessarily. I spoke to the president of the Ghana Medical Association yesterday as well, and I believe that Dr. Ankobia will have also spoken to some of his members in Tamale to try to see how we can bring peace into the area.
So I'm wondering, why is it appearing that health staff there are under attack? Because I understand that 6 months ago, the regional health director was also chased out. Dr. Kwashi was chased out, and he's now in Accra. Do you know about that?
Yes, I'm very much aware of this. The Ghana Health Service Council and the Director General dealt with that matter. Apparently, Dr. Kwashi left the place before I got to know about the situation. I sought for a report from the Director General that was sent to me. Even yesterday, I was inquiring from the Director General. He says to me that Dr. Kwashi is being reposted to the head office, Ghana Health Service, to work there. Apparently, Dr. Kwashi is not even ready to get back to the place. But there's a history to these chasing out and things like that. Even Dr. Nsiesar himself, when he was there, there was this same thing, and he caused the arrest of about 3 people who were at that time even jailed for about 3 months each before he left there for Kumasi. So this isn't just something that is just happening.
And why is it continuing?
It has been there.
Why is it continuing?
It can beat anybody's imagination. It looks like, and I'm not very pretty sure, it looks like there are some people in Tamale that should not be touched. There are some groups in Tamale that will want to enforce their minds, what they think that they are going to do. So it is up to us to see how this situation can be handled, not only by the health minister, but by people in security and things like that, and the law agencies to try to enforce what our regulations and laws are like. When I go around visiting health workers, I've been touring in some of the regions. One of the objectives of these tours said that I will engage with a very large number of staff that we are working with, scattered across the length and breadth of this country. Keep on telling some of them that if there are problems against your heads, especially with financial malfeasance, things bordering on corruption and spending money unnecessarily, there are channels of complaints. And ideally, when you allege and there haven't been any investigations to confirm your allegations, to be difficult for any minister to start plugging people away from where they have been working. Honestly, if you're one of those people and that thing is done to you, you wouldn't be happy. And our laws will not even allow that somebody gives an allegation and then you act on it. So these financial issues should be left with the Auditor General's office. And when they come out with, proper reporting as to some problems that have been uncovered, then that is where we can deal with the matter and the individuals involved. So people should have patience, right? I'm not holding brief for any head of institution or a superintendent or a chief executive, but we might have proper and better particulars, proper evidence that can be used to actually sanction or punish people.
So perhaps the approach these guys used was bad, chasing the man out, but they had concerns. Okay. I don't know if their concerns are something you'd want to investigate. The malfeasance that they spoke about, the corruption that they spoke, is this something that, in spite of what they've done, you're going to conduct investigations into so we know what actually happened?
Because of this issue, I scheduled myself to commission 10 of these polyclinics in Central Region alone here. But I want to cut my tour short, so after today, I have to get back to Accra, and I'm making preparations to leave Accra late afternoon tomorrow for Tamale.
You're going to Tamale?
I'm going to Tamale tomorrow late afternoon. I'll inform the regional minister, and I'll meet groupings, especially the management of the hospital, on Saturday morning. So I'll be there. And when these issues happen, we normally will set up a committee to do some investigations, to come out with some semblance of what is happening before we begin to look at what we can do. So that will definitely happen. Investigations will be done into the allegations that are coming out. And then while the security people deal with what laws have been broken, we also in the Ministry for Health will begin to investigate to find out what was the actual problem or what the CEO has been doing, which has attracted the unnecessary attacks on him and resulting in the whole atmosphere that has been created in the hospital as we speak.
Do you think this is an enough assurance for them to resume work and attend to patients today?
As with assurance, I think yes. The Interior Minister has given assurance, the Regional Minister has given assurance, and I believe before I even get there, peace will have been restored. So I'll continue my appeal that management of the hospital should get their acts together and get their staff working, because they're critical people and the patients who are in the hospital.
And I remember when you toured the northern region, one of the issues that came up was that health staff refused postings to that part of the country, and you even promised that you look into it. Do you think with this happening, they will still be willing to accept postings there? And how can we change the narrative?
That is a challenge, actually. Apparently, it is doctors, specifically doctors, who continuously refuse postings into Northern region, particularly. But then with this, you're only scaring other people away from coming to the place. And seriously, when there is no peace and we post a doctor there and he tells me because of this situation he's not going to go there, you can't force him to go. Dr. Kwashi left, despite the fact the regional minister has engaged, and it's like things are normal, and he has got assurances that Dr. Kwashi can come back. He's not willing to go back there at all. So now we have a predicament. 10 regional directors, right? If you haven't done interviews and promoted somebody to go and fill that position, you have lost a regional director completely because of this type of issues that are found in Tamale. So I appeal to young men in Tamale. Why do we want to take laws into our hands when there are due processes for complaints, right? If you have got evidence of somebody stealing, it is theft as a citizen, and a concerned one, of course. You can report the matter to the police for further investigation. It's a criminal issue. Or you can eavesdrop, send a small petition to the minister's office, who will act on that. You can get to the Auditor General's office and just hint them. Tamale, we have officers there. That, please, this is happening in the hospital. Can you go and do some checks for us quietly and let us see what will come out? But to just get out and go and chase somebody out of office, I mean, it's against the norm. I mean, it's just not the fair thing for anybody to do. And those guys who are claiming to be MPP people, yeah, I don't think so.
Why?
If you're an MPP person, lawyer person, MPP, and you love the party, this is not what you be doing to mar the atmosphere, the peace that we have in our country. After what type of governance do you expect from the president? Or just attack on the minister as well? We want to strengthen health systems. We want to do quality care. We want to make sure that people who will vote for us to come back to power are getting good quality care. But if you cause this mayhem and doctors are not going, to work, and patients are suffering, and then we come and follow the president on campaign to solicit for votes, who will give you that vote? So there should be peace in Tamale for health workers to work, such that we can deliver the promises that the president has made to the good people of this country. And I'm surprised they call themselves MPP people. I'll get to Tamale and I'll try to get to the chairman of the party, and we'll see how we can do that politics outside the normal stream of work that we are doing.
And that said, Kwame Boateng, in that conversation with the health minister, we stay with the subject a while longer and we go back to Tamale to our colleague Martina Bugri, who has some update for us. We're told news coming in say that the police have made some arrests again following that initial yesterday's arrest of some 4 persons allegedly belonging to the Kandahar group. Martina joins us. Martina, so yesterday 4 were arrested. They were let go because of lack of evidence. Who has been arrested today?
This morning, whilst I was speaking to you, I was told that Baba Alassane was picked up and has been brought to the police headquarters here. He's currently in the commander's office together with the regional CID officer, the police PRO, and the Mitchell PRO, and the Mitchell police commander, I'm sorry.
Martina, explain to our viewers who this gentleman is.
He actually granted the interview to me and said that any CEO they bring to the PCA who doesn't perform, they would always go back and get that person out.
So was he arrested or he was invited?
The video that went viral,
okay.
There were those who were ringleaders of that video.
Martina, clarify, was he arrested or he was invited by the police?
He was arrested. He was
Okay.
arrested this morning.
So do we know what he's been charged with?
I didn't get that.
Do we know what the charges are?
They are yet to brief the media. Currently, they are he's being given the opportunity to write his statement. So after that, we'll get to know what they are charging him for.
Okay, Martina, things seem to be developing rather very quickly, so we'll touch base with you as and when there is some new development.